Now, I know at the end of the day, we didn't end up winning anything this season. And regardless of how you try to twist it or how you try to justify it, a squad with the players that we have that had the season that we had, well, to walk away empty-handed, getting knocked out of 3 different cup competitions, that being the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup and the Champions League, and not to win the Premier League is not a good fact to have in our season. It's just not. Football is about trophies and success, so regardless of how you see our season, that is a stain to our season, no doubt. But to say I am immensely proud of this team and this project under Arteta, well, that would be an understatement to say the very least. The progress and the good signs we have seen during Arteta's project, and especially now, isn't only so good and so refreshing to see as an Arsenal fan, but it's also showing that in the next couple of years, success is on its way, believe me. This Arsenal team only keeps improving, and I am so proud of this team and the team that we have. And believe it or not, I still see this season as a successful season. Why do I think this? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So, if you had told me at the beginning of the season that we would go trophyless this season outside of a penalty shootout Community Shield win, I wouldn't have been all too happy. For the amount of money that we invested in the summer, bringing in Declan Rice, bringing in a whole new goalkeeper, a position we thought we did not need any improvements in David Raya, bringing in Jurrien Timber, and bringing in an extremely risky signing in Kai Havertz, having a net spend of minus 165.74 million euros in just the summer alone, and also for the most part having a fully fit squad throughout the campaign. No, I wouldn't have been happy with a trophyless season, and quite frankly, I'm still not happy. We have to be honest, the way we got knocked out 3-1 to West Ham in the Carabao Cup was not nearly good enough, and the same goes for our 2-0 home loss in round 3 of the FA Cup against Liverpool. Losing both of those games were simply not acceptable and kind of embarrassing to get knocked out of those cup competitions so soon, regardless of who we got drawn against. So that, in my eyes, was just not good enough. But outside of looking at purely just trophies and pure success, to say that Arsenal weren't successful this season, well, I can't see how people can say that. In my eyes, Arsenal had a very successful season. In terms of the Champions League, yes, we got lucky with the draw to get an easy group that we ended up winning. Yes, we got reasonably lucky in the round of 16 draw to draw Porto, and we weren't great in either legs against Porto, beat them on penalties from a masterful penalty shootout display from the team. Yes, we were lucky to get there. And the one time that we draw a quote-unquote difficult team in Bayern Munich, well, we get knocked out. Now, first things first, this may sound like loser mentality, but honestly, it's just small steps that are important in my eyes right now. Going into the season, I said I would have been extremely happy with a semi-final appearance in the Champions League. And while we fell short of that, getting knocked out of the quarterfinals, losing 3-2 on aggregates, we did overcome our round of 16 curse, if you will. That curse saw Arsenal be knocked out of the round of 16 stage for the previous 7 times that we played the round of 16. We overcame that curse 7 years after last making an appearance in the Champions League. So we not only made our first Champions League appearance for 7 years, but we also overcame a round of 16 curse, seeing ourselves play in the quarterfinals for the first time since 2010, also falling only 1 goal short of a semi-final appearance against Real Madrid. Also, how we conceded against Bayern is so annoying. We weren't ever beaten outright by Bayern. Leroy Sané, especially in that first leg, exploited Kivior, who is an okay left back, but if we've been honest, he is a centre back. Sané exploited the fact that we didn't have a fit, defensively sound left back, and genuinely, in my eyes, that is what cost us the tie. If we had Jurrien Timber playing against Bayern Munich, we wouldn't have lost that tie. That, in my eyes, is a fact. So regardless of coming so close to what I said would make me happy, that being a semi-final appearance in the Champions League, I still think, all things considered, as far as the Champions League season goes for Arsenal, I think it was a reasonable success. Now, onto the big talking point right now about Arsenal was our Premier League campaign. We fell so close. We were just short of winning our first Premier League trophy in 20 years. We ran Man City to the final day. We needed to win our game, which we did, but then we also needed Man City to slip up which now we know obviously they didn't. We finished the season with 89 points, 5 points better than last year. We had the best defense in the league, the most goals scored in 2024, the most goals off set pieces. I mean, we were phenomenal this season, but mainly in 2024. And our slow start to the season in 2023, that costed us badly. The 2-2 draw in the second game of the season was a horrendous performance against Fulham. The back-to-back losses at the end of 2023 were just disgustingly poor performances that costed us the title. I know everyone says it was the Aston Villa game at home that costed us the title, but I think it was our December form, and more specifically those back-to-back losses at the end of December that costed us the title. Regardless, this team put up one of Arsenal's greatest ever Premier League campaigns, ran the Goliath that is Man City to the final day, won all but 2 Premier League games in the whole of 2024, while still being the 3rd youngest team in the Premier League. I know it's upsetting that we didn't go all the way, and quite frankly, I'm still upset that we didn't win the Premier League. And also the thing is, we can't guarantee that we will improve next year, or even come as close as we did this year. But this season has been, in my mind, nothing but a success, and I am so proud of this team and this project under Arteta. Every single piece of business done in the summer, despite all the scrutiny that Arteta got for it, has worked out for Arsenal. Kai Havertz has been arguably one of our best players all season. David Raya has been game-changing at times at goalkeeper. Jurrien Timber has been injured, but when he plays, he looks phenomenal. And I mean, Declan Rice has been arguably the player of the season for Arsenal. And then the guys leaving. We sold Flo Balogun for as much as we did, and he has pretty much been underwhelming at Monaco. Every transfer, whether it's incomings or outgoings, has worked out for Arsenal. We broke our Champions League curse. We ran the financial juggernaut that has Pep Guardiola, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland in Man City. We ran them to the final day and forced them to win their last game. They had player of the season in Phil Foden and still had to win their last game of the season. I know it was a trophyless season. I know this video is coming off as loser mentality, just trying to find the silver linings in a dark cloud. But this season, as an Arsenal fan, regardless of all the haters saying we're bottle jobs, regardless of all the haters saying that we will never win a Premier League, as an Arsenal fan, I'm sure you guys can agree, I am so proud of this team. I love this team so much, and honestly, this season in my eyes was nothing but a success. Come on, you Gunners.